I have always had this positive, negative perspective to life. Like, I used to love the positive part of life, the happiness, the joy, the victories, the so-called positive part of life. That's where my life was. And I dreaded, I hated, I disliked the other part of life, the negative part of it. Because my fear for enduring the pain, through the negative part of it, I used to fear pain. On fearing pain, I started fearing, I had this fear for failure, I had fear for not being approved. I had fear for not fitting in, That thing affected my life I don't want to call it a negative way, because beyond that, should I call it level of describing things, phases in life as negative and positive, because that's what makes life. Today you are up on the hill, the other day you are in the valley, and that's the same journey. You have to to climb a hill. You need to first kind of walk through the valley to get to the hill you want. So I had so much fear for the negative, for the negative perspective to life. And that thing, the pain will cause so much fear. Fear of not fitting in, fear of failure, fear of not completing goals, fear of, that stuff. And the fear grows until you cannot even try new things. You can't meet up new people. You can't hit up on that girl. You can't apply for that dream job. You can't start up that business. You can't quit your job to start up to work on things you really like in life, because of the fear. What if it doesn't work out? The negative side of the coin. What if it fails out? What if I'm not good enough? And that thing, it kept me in a comfort zone. I knew I was in a comfort zone. I knew it was time for me to leave, to explore new adventures in life, but I couldn't make a single step. I couldn't, because of the fear of the negative side of the coin. And it's not even negative of sort, as you might call it, because when you win, you celebrate. You are victorious, you're happy, you get all the credit, everything, And when you lose, it's not really losing, because on our what should I call it? On our down days, or what should I call it? On our darkest days, let me call it that. On our darkest moments in life, we are not even losing of sort, because we are learning, we are getting experience. You can't you can't walk before you fall. That's nature, because we are born. No one was born walking. We all started from just crawling, standing, walking, then running. You can't crawl then run. You need to trust the process. You need to follow the process. And no one really learned how to walk without falling. Meaning this is the way of life. From creation, this was I mean, this is how life is meant to be. But we tend to kind of try to understand things logically with, I mean, evidence. We try to understand things in a logical way, and creation is not logical. I might say creation is kind of magical. Nature is kind of magical. It's not logical, you know. Nature, like, you can't understand nature through a mind. The mind is logical. The brain is logical, you know. So that thing, my fear for the negative part of life grew much that I couldn't try anything. I stayed at the job I hated the most. I failed to, I mean, go outside, to meet new people. Like, the fear was so intense, like the fear for failure, for being rejected. So I couldn't, like, hit upon girls because I feared being rejected. The fear of not fitting in, that, I mean, so I couldn't make new friends, you know. So until, like, I read, it was some book. It was the monk who sold his Ferrari. Yeah, I remember it was after the pandemic period, you know, the COVID. That's when I learned about this book. It was the monk who sold his Ferrari by, was it Robinson Sharma? Something like that. That's when I learned on this quote. The writer said, "There are no mistakes in life, only lessons. There is no such thing as a negative experience, only opportunities to grow, learn, and advance along the road of self-mastery. From struggle comes strength. Even pain can be a wonderful teacher." So don't dread the pain, because if you have never fallen, you don't know how to walk. That's the first thing. Because how will you walk when, like, I don't know how to put this right. Because and the other thing, like, you can't drive a parked car. You can't learn how to drive in a parked car. Meaning you have to start the engine, put on the gas, like, figure out things on the way. Just start there, and then, regardless of what, or how people perceive this, what will people think, what will my friend thinks, what if things don't work out, all the what ifs, they're just bogus, if I might call them, because that's life. Whether you stay there, whether you work on that thing, time will still pass. And remember, to be strong, you must be weak first, you know. To be victorious, you must fail first, you know. To learn, you must know that you know nothing to get wisdom. To learn means you know nothing, so you need to learn. To learn how to drive means you don't know how to drive. That's where we all begin, you know. To walk, it means you don't know how to walk. So why do you fear, like, learning? I mean, why are we so attached to how things will turn out, to what if we fail to learn? Because if you were like an Olympic athlete, you know, you go for Olympics, the first time you lose, let's say we are like 10 competitors. You get the 10th place, you are the last. And you remember, yes, you are the last. You've lost, as you may call it. But there are so many people that did not make it to the Olympics. There are so many people you beat and did not make it to the Olympics. So you are already a champion. you are already a champion. If you look at life on the positive side, if you are positive to life, you are the champion, regardless of the position you've got at the Olympics. So many people have not made it there. So if you are there and people are watching you, I mean, people are inspired by you being there, being able to go to the Olympics, because a lot and millions have failed to make it the Olympics, to the finals. That's why they call them finals, you know. So not winning the Olympics shouldn't stop you from working hard to be there. What if I do not win the gold medal? What if I don't get the silver or the bronze? But a lot of people fight hard to get where you are, and you are dreading that. You think that's something you think that's something to overlook. And people work hard day and night just to be there at the Olympics, when the world is all watching you, and for you are there. What if I don't win? And someone there is just fighting just to make it to the Olympics. So if you look at life with a positive perspective, you will always win regardless of the results. Whether you don't win the gold or bronze or silver or whatever, so long as you keep doing your most important work, so long as you keep improving, finally you'll be a champion one day or another. Or if you don't win either way, you are becoming better at the thing. If you were a swimmer, you are becoming a better swimmer. So you're either way, it's a win-win, if I might call it. Whether you win a gold or bronze or silver or whatever, whether you don't win, it's a win-win, you know. So I mean, just work out things regardless of how things will turn out. And my should I call it advice? Like, don't get attached to things. Detach from the end goal. Just enjoy the process. If you want to be like a pro footballer, you may not make it there, but how the process will, what you will become after the process or through the process. Because because not everyone can be a pro footballer, can make it to pro, or can make it to NBA, you know. But if you didn't enjoy the process and you were attached to the end goal, what if you don't make it? That's when the fear comes in. If you did not enjoy the process, how will you, should I call it, assess? Because life happens because life happens in the now, not in the future or the past. So just live. Just do whatever you want to do. If you want to go practice, go do it. If you want to quit your job to start up a new business, do it, regardless of what. So long as you have a plan, that's one thing. You need to have a plan. You need to cultivate discipline, you know. Forget the motivation, because motivation is here today, the next day is not there. So be disciplined. Cultivate discipline. It will take you through your darkest days, your very days, until you climb a hill. So that's my take on this, on life, if I might call it. Life happens. That's what makes life. The so-called negative side and the positive make up the coin of life. It can't be heads today, tomorrow, and the other day. It will be head today, the other day it will be the tail, you know. So peace and love. Go do whatever I said you're gonna do. Make your life count, you know. So bye.